Baby, I do. Baby, they ask with who will I spend my life, and boy, I tell them with you. We'll be together till the end of time. Forever, baby, I do. I'll never leave your side, no. I'm stuck to you, I must glue. So take me higher than a plane can fly, where there's no one but us two. Cause you are my heart, and you are my soul.
You gonna answer?
You want me to answer that? Okay. So how did we meet?
And tell the truth.
So we met several years ago. I was working at Chick-fil-A. I was in the drive-through window, and I was serving out Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and I saw her pull into the parking spot. When she got out the car, I actually told the customer, hold on just a moment. I'd get his sandwich and Polynesian sauce and all that good stuff. Just hold on just a moment. I closed the window. And as she came in, I followed her she went to the back of the store, and I followed her to the back of the store to find out who she was, because I had never seen her before, and I thought that it was just my due diligence, obviously, to find out who this young lady was that was just strolling into our store.
Okay, so we met. My friend Adrian invited me to a photo battle, and I went out to support my guy, and I noticed this hottie presenting his pictures, and so when he came down, I was like, hey, nice pictures. And then he looked up and was like, thank you. And then that was that. And then I went to go and stalk my friend's Facebook page to find his name, hopefully that he was tagged in it, and you were, because you had that unique name, Jahi. And so I added you as a friend, and we went from there, liking each other's pictures. And I started inquiring from my friend Adrian, found out they are mutual friends, both photographers, and yeah. Yeah. Sound about right?
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.
Then she slid in my DM.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
We met at the Atrium in Atlanta. And it was a miracle that I was there, because at that time you couldn't even get me in no type of bar or club. But I went with my friends. So went there with my friends, and there was a group of girls, the only girls that were in the pool. How many was it of you guys?
I don't remember.
Like 3?
That was like 12 years ago.
Well, yeah, a long time ago. And I met her there. Over a period of time, through Facebook, I DM'd her.
Okay, so the real story.
Here we go.
I was working at Chick-fil-A first. Shout out to Chick-fil-A. And he had actually came in one night. It was very late. It was around closing time, I think.
Yeah, it was closing time.
Yeah. And so I was cleaning front counter, and this boy came in his daddy oversized 3-piece suit. It was like a doo-doo brown.
It was an Italian cut brown suit, and it was
It
fitted
swallowed
perfectly.
him whole. It swallowed him
So-
whole. It wasn't even his suit. So he came in, and I was like, oh, he's so adorable. How can I help you, little boy? And he ended up saying that he wanted to apply for a job. And was like, well, we don't hire toddlers. And we kept on laughing at him. He gave us his application, and I took it. I told my supervisor, I was like, this little boy came in with his little 3-piece suit on. It's so special.
I realized I was in love, I want to say around December. We officially got together, made the boyfriend-girlfriend title December 17th of 2016. And I realized I loved him then.
I knew I was in love with Jeremiah when I started trying to follow him everywhere he wanted to go. I kept on trying to schedule amazing, immaculate dates. One of our first dates, I took him for his birthday, actually, to floor seats for the Atlanta Hawks and the Miami Heat game. And I was just like going over and beyond, and I never did that before. So for me, that was the first time I realized I might love this man.
I think I knew. Well, I know I knew. I think the first time you ever, like, seriously, I don't remember the exact situation, but like protected me and let me know like the situation was gonna be okay. Nothing in particular, but just like to grab me and shake me and say, this is gonna be okay and I'm not going anywhere?
I would say that I realized that I was in love. It was probably New Year's. It was right after we first, I guess, made it somewhat official that we were going to be dating or exclusive or mutually exclusive, however you want to phrase it. And I'm a musician, so I invited her to church for watch night service.
Oh, really?
And most people, you know, you say, "What do you want to do for New Year's?" The first thing they say is they want to go party or go wherever, do whatever. But she said, "Yeah, I'll go to church with you," and that surprised me. That was one of the first times a female or any friend of mine, for that matter, had said that they wanted to go to church with me versus go turn up or do whatever the case may be. So for me, that was a big. I was like, you know, you're winning.
I realized I was in love. I think I was in love the very first time she came to one of my meetings. I was like, do I like her? I like her. I think I'm in love with her, but I don't know that. And then just consistently over and over again, I was like, I think I love her.
I realized that my previous job I had currently lost, and I was nervous. So I texted her. No, I called you. Called you and told you I lost my job, and you were like, what you said? We got this, or we can do this, or whatever. I was like, yo, Dama Dozen in Atlanta right there. I think I'm in love.
My experiences were, they're very short-lived. You know, I do a lot of different things. I'm an entrepreneur, author. I do a lot of different things. And at that time, when I was a little younger, I was involved in a lot of clubs and activities in school. So, you know, I didn't have a lot of time. You quickly became my assistant if we were somewhat in a relationship. So that didn't last very long for a lot of people. That was my experience, though.
It was terrible dating, and before I actually figured that I'm supposed to be with Keith, it was like a hot mess express, like all aboard. We gonna ride this train until we can get to our final destination, because it was really bad.
I had given up on dating. I was just like, I'm gonna just date my camera, just travel, take pictures. Cause some of these girls, they ain't really guys. Some of them, they ain't had no car, so I wouldn't about to drive outside the perimeter to go see them. I get annoyed easily, so they do any small thing, I just cut them off. But I couldn't cut this one off at all.
My personal experience, it was more so, I was one of the guys. I didn't even dress girly. I didn't wear makeup or anything like that. I tried, and it kind of didn't work out very well. Most of the guys dapped me up and were like, "What's up, Ty?" You know, I played football and basketball with the best of them, and most of the guys just treated me like one of the homeboys.
Dating before, for me, I didn't really date a lot of girls. I was very picky, and she knows that. So it's like, for me, I didn't really have a lot of different relationships. I had a few girls that I talked to, and it's a lot of times it don't last the first 2 weeks. So my friends and I, shout out to y'all, gang gang. We always say the girls, they'll crack up in 2 weeks. So we always be clocking it. And the first 2 weeks, I'll get rid of them. Like, nah, it's not gonna work. And I just send a text, or I'll just let them know it's not gonna work. We're done. Yeah, so that was for me. A lot of them didn't last because I just ended them.
Apparently, I didn't get that.
Before meeting him, I was pretty much in the same boat. I gave up on dating, and actually my grandmother told me earlier in 2016, and she was like, "You're gonna meet your future husband before the year is over." And I was like, nah. I was like, I'm not even dating anybody. I'm definitely not interested.
So here's the story. Really, a few weeks ago, actually, because we were freshly engaged. I'm very I have a very close relationship with God, and as with my Christian walk, like, I have this relationship where God speaks to me and He tells me, and I sometimes I'm disobedient, but sometimes I really listen. And there was a period of time where, months back, I was like, well, I need to go ahead and be committed, because I know because there's a lot of people that really look up to me. So I have to, my commitment, they see that type of thing, they're gonna want to, walk in that way too. So I have to always be the example. So I said, I cannot I can't keep calling her my girlfriend. That was getting old. It's kind of like, and then I was like, I always told her, because, men try to talk to her, try to finesse her, try to spit this game everywhere. That she'll tell me, I was like, no, I gotta put a ring on her finger.
She was it. She met all my needs, spiritually and physically. I mean, when you know, honestly. Don't cry.
It's happy tears.
Oh my God. Yeah, when you know, you just, like, I prayed about it. I talked to my dad, talked to my mom, talked to everybody that knew me. Basically, everybody knew except for her. And there was no denying it. So I started hunting for a ring and all that good stuff and putting things together, and here we are now.
Thing that made me want to get married, for the most part, was that I found the right individual. I'm a very specific person. I have a certain list of things that I wanted. I knew what I wanted, and once I found those, I didn't see any particular reason of spending 5 to 10 more years, looking for what I already had in front of me. That's one thing. The other thing is that most successful people that I know or have come encountered with, relationships are very valued. So when you have someone that you're great in a relationship with, I just feel that it helps you go to that next level. So I couldn't see any reason on waiting another 5 or 10 years for what I've already got.
What made you say yes?
Because I knew. And sorry. Because after my grandmother told me that, and just through all the stuff I had been through previously, I just told myself I didn't want to listen to what it was that I wanted out of a relationship, and I wanted to listen to what God put in my heart, to what I wanted in my next relationship. And I wrote down a list of all the things I wanted in my future partner. And I just prayed on it, and I fasted, and I just, I cut out any toxic relationships, whether it be friendships or anybody from my past that didn't need to be there, and just prayed on that list over and over again. And when I started dating Jahi, at first, he he was perfect. He was everything on the list, but for some reason, I just was not gonna give him the time of day.
Oh yeah, yo, she was mean.
And I was trying to low-key friend zone him, but I didn't want to get rid of him altogether. And just the more we hung out and the more I just prayed on the situation, like my heart changed, and I knew that I wanted to be with him no matter what.
I wanted to get married because I just feel like I found my best friend. In the connection that he has actually with my son from prior relationship, or previous relationship rather, they kind of just became like best friends, and that was important for me. And to see that dynamic happening in front of me, it was undeniable that I'm supposed to be with this man. We are just alike. We are both goofy, both like to eat, both love to go to church, and we love being around our families. So there's nothing more important to me than that, and he is all of that. And it took 7 years for apparently us to realize that. So
The very first thing I found out, she's very sensitive and she's very emotional. That's what I found out.
Since we've been engaged, I have found out that more than I knew before, that he's really serious about business. I was just getting yelled at from this sofa because we needed to work out my personal business, and he's talking about his business. And of course, now we're in a state of engagement, so it's oh, we really gotta get together. So I'm okay, he is really not playing with me. He is not playing. But I really learned that day. It was a you gonna learn today kind of moment, and I got it.
Some things that I've learned about my fiance prior to our engagement, or now that we're engaged, is that
be nice.
Compromise is huge. Huge. I told her before, I ain't made no compromises. For what? But now, anything, any small thing, no matter big or small, you gotta make some type of compromise in order for it to work. Because if you don't, that's when arguments continue on past, when they should.
Communication. big deal. We never go to bed mad at each other. That's one thing we definitely learned, to make sure that we communicate effectively, even if we have to yell at first. And we talk about it, but we don't go to bed angry at each other.
I would say that we have different organizational structures as far as planning. So I'm kind of I'm a big picture guy. So, you know, for instance, if I was going to get a car, I'm more focused on, does the engine run? Does it look good? Does it have 4 wheels? Nice sound system we rocking. She's more of a small picture individual, in which she would focus on, does it have 3rd row seating for the children, or how big is the mats in between the seats, because that's important for spills. And, you know, she focuses more on the smaller details, whereas I'm a big picture person. So I never really paid attention to that before getting engaged, and we started planning a wedding and talking about flowers and floral things and just things I never really considered. My focus was, hey, get there, say I do, and, you know, that's the gist of it. But so I would definitely say that's one of the biggest things I've learned about her, among many, but that's the biggest probably.
Can I tell the truth?
Yeah, do what you need to do.
You still love me?
Nah, I mean, not really, but hey, it is what it is.
I learned my guy is not the best cook. He's working on it.
What? No, hold on. What? I'm a phenomenal. Okay.
You told me I could tell the
No.
truth.
See, because what we're not gonna do, I'm a phenomenal cook, guys.
Okay.
Don't listen to her.
Now he's getting up there. When we
It
first
is.
had one of our special days, he did a Valentine's Day dinner for me, and it was beautiful. It was a surprise. He had candlelight. He had sparkling cider, and he made Campbell's soup. And you made a sandwich, right?
No, see, because let me clarify this. What I did was I made a specially handcrafted panini with the finest fresh cut deli meats, fresh cheese, fresh lettuce, thin chopped tomatoes, the whole 9, fully toasted with the finest butter you could find, with a hand warmed soup. That's what I did. She's gonna play it down like it was just a sub sandwich and soup. It was much more than that.
Might I add, this is also while he's in college, on a college student's income. Okay, guys, so you understand.
Well, I mean, I'm a phenomenal cook now, so I'm not concerned. No.
Yeah, you did good.
Thank you.
Baby just made some ribs the other day. He did good.
I'm getting up there. So.
Social media did play a part in our relationship. I think just because people play a lot into social media and what you display on there and how serious you take it. I mean, social media is not like a big deal, but sometimes some little things are a big deal. He's a photographer and he posts pictures of his work, and his little IG stories, you know, they can be a little more personal. He doesn't ever post a lot of personal things. So I guess me, as being not a photographer and showing art and whatever, I post my personal life. So I'm posting cute little pictures of us all the time, and I guess I kind of felt away when he wasn't posting things about us, but we had the communication and we talked about it. We compromised.
No. We do not allow social media to get in our relationship. Even we just discussed going on our honeymoon. We refuse to have our cell phones for social media. If we want to post pictures, we're going to do that after when we get back from our vacation, and we're going to let the world see then. But we're not letting it dictate our relationship. Baby?
You put about 4 no's in there, so
I'm
I'm
just saying.
going with the delegation is no. It does not. No, social media is, for me, I use a lot of my social media is used for business and for promotion of what I do as a speaker and author and things like that. So for me, I mean, it's social media. It's not that big. I use it more for business than I do really just for personal gratification. But yeah, no, I don't think social media is as serious as people make it out to be. You know, I'm not that guy you like for this guy's pictures. Like, no, it's do you live life, be happy. Social media is not that big of a harpoon, I would say, to focus on in our relationship.
We don't play none of that sliding in DM stuff. We don't do all that kind of stuff.
If I slide in your DM, I'm trying to get checked. That's what's happening.
Man, what you said?
Yeah, I mean, I believe it doesn't determine our relationship, of course, but for me, I'm naturally a marketer. Like, people just want to see stuff. And you got Snapchat, you got Instagram, and we have our own blog, we have our own page. We have videos that are kind of blowing up, like the engagement video. Like, one video has like 40,000 views, the other one has like 17,000. Like, it's no longer the traditional old school way of reaching people.
Secret.
Like, they need to see it. Like, people, and I have a lot of, people who look up to me and they text me all the time, especially when the engagement was like, oh my God, you have really motivated me to do right, to find me. They always say, I gotta find me a Kelsey. I gotta find me a Kelsey. And that's what they all say. So, I believe, social media does play a part in getting our message out, or getting out the main goal, or just, getting out. At first, if it was up to her, there would be none of this. No lights, camera. Actually, no GoPro, no camera bag, no traveling. But we have people that really are looking up to us. She's always on the phone with her friends with their problems. I'm always on the phone, discussing different things with my friends and people who I come into contact with. And through our struggles of our relationship, through the good times of our relationship, we can express that through social media.
I do and don't think that social media plays a part in a relationship. It can if you let it make or break the relationship. It just depends. And like I was talking about my Hot Mess Express relationships before, I've experienced where social media can have a very negative effect on someone's insecurity, their ego, and it's like everything's going downhill because somebody DM'd you. Like, just one time, and it could just be a hey, like, I remember you from high school, I'm gonna follow you, and then it's a problem. It's a week-long fight, or I want to see your phone, or let me go through your stuff, and it's not healthy, but it happens. And like he said, I do think it plays a part when it's positive. Just like he said, because that's what people want to see. So give people what they want.
What was your stay together moment? So tell me about a moment for both of you guys that you guys have went through as a couple that most couples would have went through and not stayed together.
You go ahead.
For the rest of my life,
What do you want?
spend every night doing whatever you like. If you say that you're mine, we'll take one day at a time. Just look me straight in my eyes, say whatever you feel, keep it real, baby.